Did you know for Battlefield Earth? This isn't makeup that John Travolta and the other cast of the Alien crew are wearing. They decided to go all natural. Did you know for The Crow? After finding Harvey Weinstein inside of his closet fondling himself, Brandon Lee was going to go public. In response, Harvey wrote Brandon out of the sequel script, and nothing bad ever happened to Brandon Lee. Did you know for B-Movie? Some viewers might notice that Barry B. Benson loses weight halfway through the film. This is because the real-life actor Barry B. Benson committed suicide via self-inflicted stinging before he could finish all his scenes. Did you know for Toy Story? In order to test to see how the toys would look walking, Pixar animators made a test animation that was meant for their eyes only. This animation saw Buzz and Woody going through Andy's mom's drawers and finding adult toys, all of which had crippling PTSD. Did you know for Birds of Prey? Someone read the script and thought that this was clever enough dialogue to hold a nearly 2-hour movie.
What a way to start my new life. With the perfect egg sandwich.
Why?
Did you know? The creators of Fortnite are the same guys who wrote all the jokes from Big Bang Theory.
So it's settled. The fate of Doctor Who's TARDIS will be decided by a Game of Thrones-inspired deathmatch on the battlefield of Thundercats versus Transformers.
Did you know for Black Panther? There was a deleted scene where Black Panther saves a village from the real-life warlord General Butt Naked. Did you know for Alien? The Nostromo was originally called the Cockship. Did you know for American Sniper? For this scene, the filmmakers eventually had to use a robotic baby as Bradley Cooper kept yeeting the real ones when they would randomly start crying really, really loud. The production company had to pay at least $500,000 in fines and funeral costs. Did you know for Castaway? The actor playing Wilson refuses to acknowledge Tom Hanks even to this day. When asked, all Wilson's actor said was, "That man thinks he's better than everyone. He's so vain and had me written out of the movie just as we escape." Did you know for Arthur? The show is well known for being able to tackle serious subjects for minors. Not all episodes make it to air, however. For instance, there was one episode in which Arthur discovers his father's gimp suit. Did you know for Blood In, Blood Out? The film's title was originally supposed to be used in a medical drama about a man on dialysis. Did you know for Avatar, The Way of Water? It was originally going to be titled The Way of Milk, but all the actors stunk really bad after re-emerging from the milk vats. Did you know for Bluey, the movie? The scene in which Bluey must put her father down in a head-exploding gore fest using the business end of a 12-gauge shotgun after he contracts rabies is considered by many to be the pinnacle turning point in which Bluey becomes an adult. Did you know for Avatar, The Way of Water? This long-awaited sequel to the long-awaited movie by director James Cameron has some dark behind-the-scenes secrets. Lead actress Zoe Saldana actually drowned and was pronounced legally dead for 5 minutes. The damage has given her a permanent tic where she must fart, cup it in her hand, and toss the stink air at somebody else. Did you know for Bluey, the movie? The scene in which Bluey must put her father down in a head-exploding gore fest using the business end of a 12-gauge after he contracts rabies is considered by many to be the pinnacle turning point in which Bluey becomes an adult. Did you know for Avengers Endgame? In loving memory of the beloved creator of Marvel, Stan Lee, Marvel and Disney added a brief cameo of him when all the MCU assemble. He's at the top of the screen pulling a Homelander and whacking off, phrase and all.
I can do whatever the fuck I want!
Did you know for Borat? Sacha Baron Cohen took 2 years to find the perfect actor to star as Borat. Eventually finding one, the actor in question had to sleep with Sacha Baron Cohen in order to get the role. Did you know for Baby Driver? Despite protests and even an early threat to leave before production was even underway, Edgar Wright almost boycotted Baby Driver because the studio would not let him use a real baby. Did you know for Braveheart? The movie is also notorious for showing the first ever circumcision performed within a European nation. Did you know for Baki? The newest season has Barack Obama in it. He even has a central role to play in the story. What's even more important, though, is that he's played by a man named Bill Butts. Did you know for Riding the Bus with My Sister? Rosie O'Donnell opted to get hit in the head several times with a brick in order to nail the mannerisms of a woman with Down syndrome. Did you know for Bo? The mother imprisons the souls of dead infants into her food. This is what gives it its secret flavor. Did you know for Casper the Friendly Ghost? It is revealed in extended lore that his uncles died in an orgy in LA. Did you know for the Barbie movie? Michael Cera's character Alan is actually based on a limited-run doll from the 1960s. Alan was created as a friend for Ken and fit in his clothes. Alan did return in 2022, however, on the FBI's most wanted list for a sex trafficking scandal. Did you know for Dredd? In order to prep for his role, Carl Urban spent the whole time on set acting like Judge Dredd. It got so bad that one time he curb stomped a crew member that had been parked for longer than 2 hours. Did you know for Barbie? Margot Robbie is a well-known method actor. In order to get into the role of Barbie, she decided to replace most of her DNA with plastic. Did you know for Cat in the Hat? Mike Myers died on set. This was due to Alec Baldwin taking his character role behind the scenes too seriously and going so far as to shoot Cat dead. All current appearances, whether they be interviews or not, by Mike Myers is actually by a Mike Myers lookalike. Did you know for Barbie? Margot Robbie was outfitted with over 78 different costumes and styles taken from the actual Barbie dolls. Though most didn't make it into the film, you can see some of the unused outfits in Weird Barbie's house. For instance, one of the most iconic outfits is front and center in the Weird Barbie closet. It's the Al-Qaeda Barbie costume. Did you know for Cats? James Corden was so enthused to have gotten the part, he started method acting. One cast member quoted saying, "One day, James Corden came in with a bag of living mice and just started popping them like they were Pez candy." Did you know for Beverly Hills Chihuahua? God. What have I done? What? How could I have done this to them? They trusted me. How could this horror come to pass? I don't even know what day it is anymore. Oh God, the voices, they're coming back. Oh God, oh God, oh no, oh no, oh God, oh no, oh God, oh no, oh God. Did you know for Chairman of the Board? If Carrot Top can get a feature-length movie, then your dreams can come true as well. Never give up. Did you know for Big Hero 6? According to head of Pixar, Jim Morris, there was a test animation that has since become lost media. The test animation was about Aunt Cass on a date with a mystery man. The animation was used to test jiggle physics that would be applied to Baymax and Aunt Cass's tits. Did you know for Chef? Originally, the script was about a guy who gets stoned and makes microwaved chicken wings for an hour and 49 minutes. Did you know for Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure? There was a scene in which Bill and Ted reach a modern-day New York in the early 2000s. They witness an indescribable act of terror as New Yorkers run by. Bill and Ted simply shrug and say, "Wrong time." They then leave and end up in the Old West. This scene is now lost media. Did you know for Coco? Disney looked at the movie Book of Life and thought, yeah, that could be an easy one to rip off. Did you know for Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure? While filming for some scenes was on a lot, the parts in Austria was actually shot there. It was cheaper to actually go back in time to Napoleon's invasion than to recreate it or use stock footage. Did you know for Corpse Bride? The Corpse Bride is a one-to-one recreation of Meryl Streep. Did you know for Black Widow? If you rewatch the film, there's more to it than women in skin-tight, form-fitting jumpsuits. There's actually a whole plot and everything. Did you know for creating Rem Lazar? It is heavily implied in the film that Rem Lazar is the real reason for 9/11 in real life. Did you know for the Black Klansman? Adam Driver is an actor known for improvising a lot in his movies and even improvised in this one. During the scene where he must chase and shoot at John David Washington, the original line was supposed to be, "I'll kick your ass if I see you in these parts again." Instead, he improvised and shouted something else.
Keep driving, you black spear chucker piece of shit!
Did you know for cruising? During the infamous interrogation scene, the big buff black jockstrap-clad cowboy is actually played by Gary Coleman on stilts. Did you know for Blade Trinity? Ryan Reynolds was nervous to be cast alongside longtime actor and vampire Wesley Snipes. Mr. Snipes helped ease Ryan Reynolds' fears by telling him stories of when he was a young duke fighting off the Spanish invasion of 1412. Did you know for Wallace and Gromit? Curse of the Were-Rabbit? The Were-Rabbit is actually a metaphor for closeted gay sex behind your wife's back. Did you know for Blade Runner? Due to all the recuts of the movie by director Ridley Scott, each copy of Blade Runner is personalized. Did you know for Dance Me Outside? Contrary to popular belief, it is not actually a dance movie. Did you know for the Boondock Saints? After the movie's release, the creator, Troy Duffy, was so impressed by the movie's success that he actually tried to petition for his characters to be indoctrinated as actual Catholic saints. Did you know for Despicable Me 4? After the events of Despicable Me 2, in which the Minions formed a union and went on strike, Gru had them all genetically modified to contain at least 3/4 his sperm. This way, the Minions are more agreeable and understand at least 3/4 Gru's view. Did you know for the Boondock Saints? In the infamous getting drunk scene, Troy Duffy never told his actors just how loud the gun was going to be. When they jump up scared, that's their real reaction. Mr. Duffy also never told the actors that the cat was due to be put down and the cast was there to do the job.
I can't believe that just fucking happened.
Is it dead?
Did you know for The Devil Wears Prada? The end scene was actually cut due to actors' schedules conflicting. Had it stayed in, we would have witnessed a battle between the real Satan and Meryl Streep. Unfortunately, Miss Streep's best friend, Harvey Weinstein, could not come in to cameo as Satan.
I just want to thank my agent, Kevin Uvain, and God, Harvey Weinstein.
Did you know for Arthur? Before getting on the show, Buster was actually an unwitting member of the MK Ultra program. He was the guy that helped the Unabomber set up the vans. Did you know for Die Hard? Alan Rickman's face in this scene wasn't scripted. He accidentally shit himself during the scene. The production hands didn't hear him say this, leading them to unknowingly dropping him on his poopy diaper. Did you know for Captain America Civil War? We see Tony using his billionaire inheritance to build more gadgets to fight supervillains and not using his billionaire inheritance to solve world hunger. I guess Tony doesn't actually learn from his mistakes unless it directly impacts him. Did you know for Doom? Actor Dwayne Johnson had never played Doom before. When receiving the role, the studio had him pose with guns for publicity. This confused Mr. Johnson as he believed Doom was the game about the plumbers. Did you know for Cats? The filming schedule went over what was initially planned. In doing so, this led to several cast members developing feline AIDS. After filming, all the cast you see on screen had to be put down out of mercy. This was due to the sores from the AIDS being too great of a pain for the felines. Did you know for Double Down? Neil Breen really did poison the Las Vegas Strip. Not only did he record himself doing it, but he also had the balls to disguise it as a shitty movie. Did you know for Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? On set, Deep Roy was actually quite abusive to the other Oompa Loompas. There was an incident in which Mr. Roy viciously jumped on top of another Oompa Loompa and started to pummel his face in. After the stagehands pulled Mr. Roy off of the other Oompa Loompa, there was nothing left but a caved-in bloody pool where its face used to be. Did you know for Double Dragon? Robert Patrick insisted on doing his own stunts. For the scene where he turns into a paper monster, Robert Patrick actually opted to have a steamroller flatten him in order to achieve the effect. Did you know for Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers? These people have the actual balls to make fun of a child actor, Bobby Driscoll, who played the original Peter Pan. This is a ballsy move as Disney is the sole reason for Bobby's blacklisting in Hollywood and his eventual addiction to heroin and alcoholism. I mean, when you wish upon a star. Did you know for The Empire Strikes Back? The term scruffy-headed nerf herder actually translates to and the Inuit too. Did you know this about Chris Pratt? All his roles are the fucking same thing over and over again. Is he a hack? Did you know for Dumbo? The original concept was about an enraged elephant that the US government had to plot to take down. Did you know for Clifford the Big Red Dog? Several trainers were on set at all times as Clifford was actually played by a giant female red dog. During the filming, the dog playing Clifford was going into heat. This resulted in her humping 5 large buildings in New York City and the production crew having to pay for the damages. Did you know for Edward Scissorhands? According to Hollywood insider Amber Heard, Johnny Depp actually got his finger surgically replaced with scissors for the duration of the 1990 filming. Did you know? Call of Duty Mobile is run by Chinese spyware and it installs at least 2 terabytes of sissy porn onto any phone almost 5 times a day. The player base was quoted as saying,
A nice bonus.
Did you know for Elmo and Grouchland? Due to Oscar the Grouch's connection to Epstein Island at the time, no children were allowed to be on the film set. Those that were had been safely blue-screened in from a distance. Did you know for Coraline? Script rewrites kept the movie from achieving an authentic-to-the-book plot. Originally, the movie was going to include the gruesome and graphic YB Lovat cannibalism scene. Did you know for Elvis? There was a graphic sex scene between Tom Hanks' character and Elvis that was cut from the film. Did you know? Counter-Strike 2's development time mirrored that of the developmental time of Half-Life 2. The developers were trying to perfect their formula by releasing the same Counter-Strike for the last decade before making a sequel. Did you know for Kickassia? After seeing what he was duped into, the ruler of Molossia actually declared war officially on the United States after the internet movie aired. Did you know for Cuck? This deep, emotional, psychological drama about a man struggling with his manhood and place in life was at one point going to be called the iDub story. Did you know for Friday the 13th? The role of Jason Voorhees was originally intended for Gary Busey. Did you know? Diablo 4 will be the first game in the Diablo series to feature cell phones so you can play Diablo Immortal.
Do you guys not have phones?
Yeah, you guys all have phones, right?
Did you know for Fantasia, A Night on Bald Mountain was actually placed in the film to contain the demon Charbog himself? Only the original reel from Fantasia's theater run has the power to bring the demon back to life. But first, one must collect the 7 sacred tomes of the Satanic Bible. Did you know for Avatar? An avid Ferngully fan, James Cameron set out to make a big-budget box office remake of the animated classic. Using the blue people as the fairies, the story follows the same beats. A human working for a company bent on destroying a beautiful forest, or planet in this case, is brought to the level of the fairies, turned blue in this case, where he learns to appreciate nature and the native people. He falls in love with the woman who helps him see the error of his ways and fights off a big bad guy, a smog monster in Ferngully, and the American government in Avatar. I wish there was a rapping Robin Williams bat in Avatar. Did you know for Ferngully? Tim Curry's song Toxic Love is actually about a scat fetishist. Did you know for Dirty Dancing? Patrick Swayze was almost turned down for the main role in favor of Tom Cruise. Unfortunately for Mr. Cruise, test footage was not favorable as no one could see Mr. Cruise over the much taller, normal-sized actors. Did you know for Fight Club? In the movie Oh wait, no, I forgot! Did you know? Operation Harsh Doorstop is the first ever competitive PvP FPS to make the bold decision not to have an anti-cheat. It's true, a rock shot me dead and I couldn't shoot back. Did you know for Finding Nemo? After Marlin's wife died, he actually tried to become a bachelor again. Unfortunately, when he found Nemo, that was all crushed. The movie is actually about Marlin trying to ditch his son so he could get some fussy. Did you know for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness? Earth 838 suffered depleted ozone layers. In order to fix this, Reed Richards went green planting plants on every building. Due to the falling leaves and the sprinkler systems in place to help the plants grow, the people in this world would carry umbrellas and wear hats. The reason everyone wears mostly black and gray, though, is because everyone in this world is depressed that stretching fuck helped them stay alive. Earth 838 is actually the suicide universe. Did you know for Flubber? The idea for Flubber came to the director after one steamy night of passion with his wife. As he was finishing, the director's wife outright said, "Imagine if your goop could come to life and bounce around. Wouldn't that be funny?" The idea just stuck after that. Did you know for Dracula? The classic monster film had many rewrites and reshoots of iconic scenes. In one of the earlier rough drafts, it would have played out more like the book. Some Dracula fans on the Lost Media Wiki have recently come across papers confirming the scenes were actually filmed. The most infamous of these lost scenes was one in which Dracula is sat on a throne. A man wielding a whip comes in and immediately the two talk until Dracula utters the words,
What is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets. But enough talk. How about you?
Did you know for Food Fight? Not only was the original cut of the movie stolen and destroyed, but the director was assassinated by Bosnian extremists. Did you know? The two robot women in Atomic Heart are there to distract you from the game's main goal of making you a sleeper agent for the second USSR. Good luck, comrade. Did you know for Freaked? This was Keanu Reeves' first major role in a movie. Prior to success, he suffered from a disease that caused hair growth all over his body. This is exactly what Alex Winter needed for the character of Dog Boy, hiring Keanu Reeves on the spot. Did you know? Cyberpunk's initial reasoning for being created was so that the Polish developers could finally experience the mythical pleasures of what was sex with a woman and not a femboy. Did you know for Frosty the Snowman? The film had a dark twist most people didn't realize. If you look close at the symbolism, you'll see that the creators are subtly telling you, the viewer, that the kids of the film are in some sort of hellish limbo. Did you know? Donkey Kong 64 has a closer tie to the Donkey Kong Country TV show than you think. This is reinforced as in one of the episodes it's explained that you must have an expansion pack to watch the show. Many people not using the expansion pack said that they had Error Expand Dong show up on their TV. Did you know for Garbage Pail Kids, the movie? If you watch the movie at 3 a.m. while lighting 6 black candles and offering some of your blood while chanting, "Take from me life," and be given form, the Garbage Pail Kids will visit you and try to take you into a demonic plane of limbo. Did you know? Forspoken developers were pressed for time when making the modern fantasy classic in the making. In order to meet their boss's demands of a Christmas release, the whole team, writing staff included, began doing speed and different variations of cocaine to meet the deadlines.